And we're live.
It's the longest.
Dustin rolling in.
It's like the epic
Perfect timing.
cinematic countdown. Cinematic countdown. So currently we are on my YouTube channel, Overly. We've got Overly Honest Movie Reviews. Of course, you know me, OTS Movies. We've got Jason Frickering. Got Nerdy Dustin here. Let's just do a little intro, and then we're going to talk about our fantasy film. And I didn't forget you, AV Collecting. I see you right there. I'll just pass the torch around, and you guys could sort of pitch your channel a little bit. Then we'll get started. We'll start with since it's in this order on my screen. Overly Honest. Why don't you start with yours?
I knew you were going to start with me.
You're right beside me. You're right there.
Yeah, it's like in school when you get picked on, and you're the one that's going to read from the book. That was not my thing. Yeah, I don't really have too much to say. It's just love movies. This was a fantastic opportunity. So, I don't know. I don't have much to say. I'm not good at this.
Terrible.
I record videos. I don't do live stuff.
All right. Andrew, why don't you show him how to do it?
Yeah, I set the bar low.
No, it's a fine bar. It makes it easier for me. You can try it again later. All right, I'm Andrew, AV Collecting. I've always had a huge passion for films, all thanks to my dad. I've been collecting since 2016. Now I collect a little bit with my girlfriend. And on the side, I do social media full time as well. So it's not a bad deal.
Nice. Jason?
Oh, that's me. Okay. Yeah. Hi. Jason Frere King. It's impossible for anyone to say. It's Frere King, and I don't know why that's my screen name. It just always has been my last name on there. So I'm sorry to everyone. Yeah, I love movies my whole life, and didn't even know I was collecting until I just looked at my wall and decided, wow, there's a few of them there. But I'm by trade, I guess in the past have been in video production and film production. I'm a film school grad, and so it just kind of is. It's always been there in the blood, and I just love sharing my collection. So that's what I do on my channel. Plus hip hop and 3D printing and whatever I feel like, because I have no way of zoning in on one thing. It's just not my personality.
Dustin?
I'm Nerdy Dustin. I love collecting movies. I got my passion from my mom. She's obsessed with movies as well. She even named me after Dustin Hoffman. My trade, I work in film and television. I do everything you can do, from directing to being a tree in the background. So, yeah.
I love that. It's so funny how many mutuals I've run into that also work in film. Because you guys know I do documentary filmmaking too. So we're all kind of in this. Now we just need to drag. Andrew's doing the social media. We should all just do a project together.
Let's do it.
I'm down.
I'm 100% down. I mean, have you guys been tracking the collector questions? Who's a part of that?
I want to see it.
Yeah.
Oh, is that Four Kings? Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was happening. I didn't know him at the time he was doing that. I got to know him after. So
I don't know that he has an official release date for it.
It was supposed to be the December 23rd. I don't know.
And I think he's adding more to it as he goes. Like when I
haven't been approached.
I screened it months ago when he first finished, and then I just saw a post last week about adding some new person. Well, okay.
So if you're listening to this post stream, this is a documentary project in the works about physical media, specifically movie collectors, right? And isn't it like he's doing a series of questions? He's asking every person the same question or something.
It's pretty much the Andrew show. It is you've got a giant segment.
Oh, all right.
Everyone else is a minute, and he gave you this whole.
My whole work experience, my whole career so far has been. It's not just social media; it's public affairs. So for the last 7 years, I've been doing interviewing people, sitting down, full-on interviews. And I know, give as much as you can, let the editor break it up into keep it.
Exactly.
I took the two questions. I spoke fully. I was like, do whatever you want. break it up into like a 20-second clip because that's what I would do.
For sure.
And he takes me back. He's like, "We used it all." I'm like, "What?"
I mean, it works really well. It's funny because there's like a minute, and then your whole thing in the middle of it. I mean, it works well. Don't like.
Yeah. I can't wait to
Like
see
an
it.
asshole.
Yeah, what an asshole! How?
No, I get nervous because I don't want it to seem like oh, he just didn't know when to shut up.
Well, I was just jealous after the fact. I'm like, God, I could have talked so much longer, but
It's so hard. It is really hard to be a part of a community and do a documentary about that community.
I can't even imagine.
It's the most difficult thing.
Yeah.
I did that. My first documentary I ever did was exactly that. I did a documentary about the fandom community,
Oh wow.
kind of before San Diego Comic-Con was like as much of a movie thing as it is now, when it was more of an all encompassing thing.
Yeah.
And being part of that fandom, it took me 2 years to make that movie because I kept looking at it and realizing I wasn't being as objective as I should, from a perspective of a documentary filmmaker. So I would go back and try and take a little bit more of myself out of it. And it's a lot. It's hard to do. It's hard to do.
Especially when you're supposed to write what you know, and that's where you start out. And so, yeah, it's just really hard to separate yourself from that when you're really specifically in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
He took a really cool perspective though, because like he doesn't have to separate himself. It is literally just all the collectors talking.
Yeah.
So I mean, he pitched us all the questions, but it was like this. We just recorded our video, and he just. But
Nice.
it's really neat to see. It's like TikTok on DVD. It's
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how else to
Which
put
is
it.
how it should be.
Yeah, that makes the most sense. And it's almost like the movie, whenever he finishes it, I know he's working on like maybe crowdfunding the physical media, but it's almost like this. If there ever was a movie that should never touch streaming, it seems like this would be the
I said
one.
that to him. I was like, "When are we gonna see this?" He's like, "I'm trying to get it on Amazon Prime and Netflix." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, this should be on a disc. That's it. Period. But I know, it's a small community to be selling to that. So the reason we have all gathered here, though, is for our first update for our fantasy film ball game. And I will quickly recap the rules of that game for anyone who finds the stream later. Basically, the way this game works is we took the first 4 months of the year. We took every wide domestic release film, and we each took 100 virtual dollars and bid on the movies that we thought would make the most money within their first 4 weekends of release. There are some more complications to that. There are wild card movies that we also bid on that we didn't know what the movie was going to be until it was drawn. So we bid on the draw, not the movie. And I think that adds this sort of intensity and drama to the game that's pretty entertaining.
House party.
It was a really fun first game with you guys. That was really, really fun to do.
Had a great time.
I had a really shitty game, and I found something out too. I'm so mad. I haven't even told any of you guys this yet. I haven't even told you guys this yet. I was waiting till we're on a stream together. So off screen, actually, not even here, but I have a very good friend who is a data. Like she's a data machine. That's what she works for Google in data management and that kind of thing. So she was managing all the numbers and all the stuff, but she couldn't be, because her TikTok numbers were too low. She couldn't be in the live. So she was getting a delay, and she originally misheard who bought John Wick. She thought I bought the John Wick 4 when it was actually Andrew that bought John Wick 4. So I got shorted $40 because she thought I spent it. She messaged me. She's like, you got $5 left, dude. I'm like, well, shit, what did I do with my money? It's totally fine, because looking back on it, at least one of you guys had a couple of dollars more than me anyway. So I wasn't going to get any of the last couple of movies. But
You want half of my earnings?
What?
From John Wick? I said you want half of my earnings from John Wick?
No, I do not want half of your earnings. I will just devastate you on the next game.
So what was her
Okay,
name?
'cause I
Because we
need
were
them for
talking
my
about that on Instagram. And
her name is Tina.
Tina. Okay.
Yeah, and
Thank you, Tina.
and her information is Cheddar Poppers
I think I
with
added
CHEDDR
Yeah.
Poppers. Yeah. She's really funny, and I have her spreadsheet here, and I did.
scrolling through TikTok. What are you doing, man?
Oh, I see. We're
I'm
just
just
not
making-
interested.
I'm
We're
making
just not
sure-
interesting enough.
Here.
That's what it is.
I'm making sure I added her. Come on.
Was that my
And it-
post?
That was you. See, you show up on my FYP.
There you go. So I think you guys, and we're going to talk about too. It's just on my mind, so I'm kind of just doing this stream of thought. But we're going to talk about the rules for Oscar game. It's not just predicting. We have it fully gamified. You'll see. I'm going to send you guys the same thing I sent you for the fantasy film ball. I'll send you one for
That's
Oscar game too. It's going to be really fun. Because if we don't gamify it, I had this sneaking suspicion that Chris would just devastate us. Like he would just kill us.
Oscars are my thing.
I know. So you saw some movies tonight, right?
I saw one movie tonight. I'm seeing 2 more tomorrow.
What did you
So-
see?
I saw The Whale. Like, if you guys haven't seen it,
How was it?
I checked it out.
it was like I'm trying to think of the best way to put it, because it left me not wanting to eat afterwards, but like in the best way possible.
Okay.
I mean, I really don't want to ruin anything, and it was almost like a perfectly acted film minus like one line.
See, I keep hearing that Brendan Fraser, which I'm saying properly
Fraser.
now because I said Fraser for years.
Most people
I heard he's amazing in it, but the movie is
Oh no,
not that great.
I love the movie. I really did, but like the person that played, I'm not gonna. I don't spoil things. There's a
Yeah.
woman in it that acts really well, and then she gives one line that just takes you entirely out of her character.
Oh wow.
And but the other like Sadie Sink, if you guys don't know who she is,
Oh yeah.
she's incredible, and I don't understand why she didn't get like any credit for this movie. Like I'm sitting there like tears coming down my face, and it was intense.
Oh wow. All right.
And then I'm seeing Avatar and The Fablemans tomorrow, but
Man, I love The Fablemans. I love that movie so much. But The Fablemans and Babylon are 2 movies that I know are just close to my heart. I know neither of them is as good as I love them. I know. I just know.
I mean they're both
I
movies,
missed
right?
Babylon. It was in for like the bare minimum time at my theater. It was in for like 2 weeks and then gone.
The Fablemans,
Babylon.
Babylon.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah, I
Babylon
missed out on
didn't get
Babylon,
any.
too.
No one saw that movie, and it just got pulled very fast.
I
yeah,
got none. Like Babylon was playing at my theater for like you said, like a couple weekends. Fablemans did not come within an hour of me, so it's crazy. There's an AMC like 30 minutes away, and I've got the Regal right by me. Neither one of them had it. I would have had to go to Springfield, which is like
Wow.
a little over an hour away. Yeah,
Crazy.
I'm shocked for Spielberg, right? You'd think
Yeah.
yeah.
be in a couple theaters.
Well, if you remember, they did this whole thing with The Post, that movie he put out, where it got put out limited,
Right.
and then the closer to the award season, it got spread out a little more and a little more and a little more. I think The Fablemans is probably going to be popping up in theaters bigger in the next month or so. I would
Oh yeah,
bet.
I've been seeing
they'll
it
do that with
more.
all.
I've been seeing
all
more
dude.
showtimes lately.
Yeah. All right. So, should
I
we
gotta
just
say something though about
go?
Spielberg
Yep.
and the Fablemans though. Like, this might be a crime, but I have not cared about Steven Spielberg since Catch Me If You Can. Like I've watched some of his movies and just
You shut your full mouth, sir.
Saving Private Ryan. I'm gonna make Lexi watch it at some point because I'll recognize how important the movie is, but I fall asleep every time I watch it.
So I'm not gonna like disagree with you 100%. I would really have to look at his catalog to to see if I go along with that or not. I mean, I would definitely say the last 15 years or so has been less.
Felt phoned in.
It definitely hasn't been his best for sure. I kind of agree with Andrew.
Well, it's not like they're bad movies. It's like it's Steven Spielberg, so of course they're
They're still
well-made
good.
movies.
Yeah.
But they just don't have the same heart. Like Ready Player One, I was not interested. I saw the first 15 minutes. I was like, okay, this might be really great. And then after the first 15, I was like, I don't get what's special about this anymore.
I enjoyed Ready Player One. I like the movie. I like.
Don't even say that.
Yeah.
My whole childhood was 80s.
I liked it, but I also love the book, so I understand.
Yeah, did you read the book?
I still plan on reading the book.
The
I'm
book
not,
is
like, totally
better.
turned off.
The book is way better than the movie.
Yeah, I don't read a lot, but that was one that somebody dared me to read because the movie was coming out that year.
Mm-hmm.
And I love them both, like the movie and the book, on two completely different planes. Yeah,
So the audiobook adds a whole other layer of nostalgia to it because it's read by Will Wheaton,
yeah.
which is hilarious.
He does so good, though.
Yeah. And, you know, he's Mr. Star Trek. So
Like,
Mr.
I had
Next
a hard
Generation.
time buying into, oh God, what's the kids who played in the movie? I can't think of the guy that played him in the movie, but I had Will Wheaton's voice stuck in my head so much after listening to the audiobook that the movie was like, oh, that's not him.
Hi, Sheridan.
Yeah. Thank you. I don't know who said that, but okay. Thank you.
All right. So I guess what I'll do, I'm going to bring up the calendar here so we can look at what's come out so far. And if you guys have seen any of these movies, I know I'm doing the pushing 150. I'm going to see 150 movies this year since I did 100 last year.
I haven't seen your updates. Are you updating like you had been?
I am behind because I was in Cozumel for 8 days.
Yeah, slacker.
Lucky you.
I know, right? You guys should be here right now. I got hella tequila. I had to buy another suitcase coming back.
Oh my God.
Because I was going to break the 50-pound rule on my suitcase.
Wow.
I mean, Megan has to be winning this, right? Like there's nothing else that right?
So there's a lot of small release stuff that didn't even count.
I mean, like Missing came out, which is mine, but I don't know anybody that actually saw it.
Missing came out.
Did you?
Yeah.
How was it?
I was surprised how it held up against Searching. I liked Searching a lot. And it was its own thing, but you know, obviously in that same style. I know we're gonna get burnt out on that style real soon, but it did its own thing, and it had enough twists that you're in it the whole time. So I was happy enough with it. I give it a solid B-.
That's
pretty good.
That's really good to hear because I'm gonna have to see it and everything else because I've got a lot of ground to make up.
Did anybody else see we're all missing at the World's Fair, or we all go missing at the World's Fair?
No,
I saw it. Yeah.
Did you? Okay, because I was just that same type of kind of idea with the social media aspect, but obviously a different time period.
So yeah. I mean, they're two very different films in the way that they're approached, but I don't know, because Missing definitely is not like a horror film. I know it kind of gets. I mean,
that's a little surprising. I thought it was
Searching.
Yes,
you watch Searching. So in the aspect that one's more like a thriller. This one's like a thriller. It's like a mystery and a thriller. So you know, the horror movies that have tried to do that, like Unfriended, don't really hit the mark, except for Host, which I really liked. Host, which was on Shudder. It was a Shudder exclusive. I think that one. Did any of you guys see that?
I
haven't seen it.
It's great because it happens in the pandemic when we're all like on Zoom. It's you know, so we're all burnt out on Zoom and all that, and it's done as a Zoom between friends that are trying to like summon a ghost or summon a spirit.
Oh, interesting. That
and it's great because it follows the rules of Zoom. So like everybody knows the rules of Zoom at that point. Like you got your hour, but you know it's going to cut off and end. The movie is exactly like 59 minutes and 50 something seconds because it just is this one long Zoom call. and I think that one's probably the best out of all of this. Like, I don't know what they're calling it now for whatever the genre is, but
It's definitely its own.
Screen Life, I guess I've heard Screen Life.
Oh.
Genre.
Yeah, I get that, but I hate it.
I hate it too.
I highly recommend Searching, though, if you haven't seen it. That
Searching's
comes
really good.
with a very high recommendation. I remember when that came out in the theater, I just cold went to see it. I had no background. I just popped in the theater and loved it.
Yeah. I was
Um,
mad because I missed it in the theaters and didn't get to see it till it was like on home video, and I rented it from like Redbox, so I was getting only like a DVD, and then I ended up watching it on like a 32-inch TV. So having to read all that stuff from like 10 feet away was nearly impossible for me the
Oh,
first
wow.
time. So like, yes, I'm going to the theater to watch this for sure, just so I can read everything.
All right, just making a quick switch here. Okay,
So
cool.
then,
hasn't said
Jason, have you
anything
seen
for, like,
Night's
10
End?
minutes.
What's that?
So Dustin hasn't said anything for like 10 minutes. What are his thoughts?
I know, right? What are your thoughts,
He's
Dustin?
just a freeze frame. He's not even here.
He's
I'm not
tired.
here.
He's tired.
And it's funny because Dustin is one of the guys on here I know that goes to the theater a lot too.
Yes, I have not seen Missing because those movies, I don't like them.
Fair enough.
I find them extremely boring. I'm sorry, y'all.
It's reasonable. I usually don't like them either,
I get it.
but Searching is good. Searching is
Searching is my favorite out of all if I had to pick, but
Yeah.
Overall, I just don't. I don't like the format. I can't do it. So
To be
when
fair,
I
I
saw
only
Missing, I
take-
was like, oh, it's another one of these. I'll skip this one.
I do feel like Missing, and I know I'd have to rewatch Searching again, but I feel like Missing kind of cheats it a little bit, where it's like, yes, everything's on the screen, but the way they keep some of that footage in by having certain apps up that people just wouldn't like. I don't know anybody that would have just FaceTime up all the time just so you can see her. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
that's how they get her shots almost through the whole thing, so you can actually see the character, and it's just she conveniently has the FaceTime window up. So I mean, they cheated a little bit to get that footage.
That's a lot of found footage movies, though.
Oh,
They
yeah.
always
Oh,
have
it's
to-
true.
that's my complaint with found footage
Chronicle.
movies is that it's like they're cheating, you know?
Yeah, they always have to find the most, like, the dumbest ways to
And
get
as-
us.
I've told
So
Steven
Chronicle-
this before, though. It's people like us that are in production, like that throws me out of a found footage film like crazy.
Yep.
Is when I'm like, there's no possible way we got that shot. There's
100%.
no way. And so like there's very few that I actually love. When it's done well, I love it. Like I think Noroi, when I saw that earlier this year or end of last year, I was shocked at how authentic it felt. It's long, it's like 2 hours long, but it feels more authentic than almost anything, because you realize they're using the cameras. There's not a shot that they couldn't have had. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
I need to see it. I need to look at it. So this weekend is a big weekend, though.
Oh, yeah.
So we have Fear is opening. I finally started seeing trailers for Fear, and I was like,
Oh,
thank
yeah, me
God,
too.
because I think that I got that movie for really cheap, and some people need to go see it. So no one's gonna go though, because Infinity Pool is also opening. Is there any bets on what these movies are gonna make?
I think they're both going to flop.
Yeah, I mean
That's very rude, sir.
I don't know. I don't think Infinity Pool is gonna flop. I think it's actually gonna make some money.
So
You think
the thing
so?
with Infinity Pool is people like us will want to see it,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
how well have Cronenberg's the kid? How well have his movies done at the box office? Like there's the one on the one Possessor that had a huge cult following, but who saw it in theaters?
Well, the thing
Oh.
about Possessor though is that movie came out during COVID. It came out right during lockdown, so you couldn't really. It played in some art house theaters that were still open, or
But it's still, this one is still a very much art house. Like, we all love me a goth now, thanks to Pearl
Yeah.
and X. People like Alexander Skarsgård, but the trailer, as interesting as it is, I'd love, that's one of those movies I would love if everybody saw it. I don't, and I'm sure it's going to be a really good movie. I don't have faith in most people to actually go out and see it.
Absolutely.
You're so dark.
Man,
Well,
So
no,
dumb.
cynical child.
I mean, honestly, theater numbers in general have just been down since the pandemic anyway. So, I mean, you know, a lot of people seem to just wait until streaming now. And that's another thing. Everything comes out. The window has went from 3 months down to a month. So
45 days is supposed to be the window for the 45 days is the standard amount. Now, if you have a movie like Babylon that just really tanks, you might see it go away in 2 weeks, but it's supposed to be 45 days. And honestly, the box office numbers were down, but after Top Gun and now Avatar crossing 2 billion, we're kind of coming back to where we were. We're not at fully 2019, but we're coming back to that.
The blockbusters, well, yeah, they'll make the money, but these smaller films are what I'm talking about. But
you know, that's always how it's been. You always had the rule of 8. You know, a big studio would do 8 films and have one tent pole that recovered for the 7 that sucked. So I mean, that's not a new situation. And sadly, you might be right. Infinity Pool might be one of those 7, but I'm hoping for more because Mia Goth does. She's starting to carry some weight in the horror space.
She's going to be the main thing that gets them anything, honestly. Because I haven't heard anybody talk about it unless it was in regards to her, especially with her comments about the not getting a nomination for the Oscars. Like, I think that adds.
Oh yeah, I just saw that. Yeah, for Pearl.
Oh no, is she saying something about not getting an Oscar nom?
So there's a lot of people doing clickbaity stuff. Like her actual, I don't remember her actual quote, but her actual quote wasn't that bad. But there's a lot of people doing like the clickbait stuff, like Mia Goth mad at the Academy, that type of thing. And I don't remember. I'm going to find the actual quote, but you guys can keep talking.
Any other actor or actress that's going to complain, like, why didn't I get an Oscar? I would not care in the least. But as soon as I, like during that moment in Pearl where she's giving her monologue, I turned to my friends like, she better get this Oscar. This is the only time I'm going to care about the Oscar. She better get it.
That's hilarious. I think there should just be a special award for her best single shot monologue. Mm-hmm. Because no one did it better than her this past year, but she's not going to get nominated. We knew she wasn't going to get nominated. No. It's horror movies. They never get nominated for anything good.
Yeah, I mean, everything she said was very PC in the way she said it. So, like, if you see anything super negative about her saying it, it's just, she said a change is necessary, which people have been saying that for, God, I don't know, 20 years or more.
I mean, a change like in, I know this is a little off topic, but it's a curiosity. Like a change in what way? I mean, I don't know what people would do different.
To have horror be more recognized. I mean, when was the last time horror was even recognized? The Exorcist?
Get Out.
Silence. Yeah. Get Out. Yeah. And the old schoolers will always go to say, hey, you know, we Silence of the Lambs, you know, but that's been quite a while.
I think they're doing it the same way that they did the superhero movies with like The Dark Knight, the whole issue that caused, you know, with it not getting the nomination that it was supposed to have. And then it kind of dominoed from there. And now you're seeing 2, 3 this year got nominated. I mean, not for Best Picture, but.
Well, superhero movies, sci-fi in general always gets nominated for like, you know, the
technical
stuff. So, and they usually win. So,
well, there's just a stigma with like the big awards. Like the Academy can never differentiate between entertainment and art. They think they're two vastly different things, and it's not true. I mean, I was talking about this with somebody earlier today. Look at Guardians of the Galaxy. Who did not get genuinely emotional when Star-Lord opens up the present from his mom at the end? It's a beautiful scene. That is a scene that's pure art right there.
I was impressed that Top Gun got a Best Picture nomination. I'm
glad it did too, because that movie, while it's not the best script, it is not the best acted film of the year, so it shouldn't win, but it should get, you know, a little head nod for being the movie that recovered cinema, recovered the theater.
It is definitely the best remake of Star Wars.
I knew you were going to say it.
Can I just say
said
the
this to my
most?
dad as soon as we walked out. I was like, that seemed really familiar.
I'm assuming you've never seen Iron Eagle 2 because Top Gun 2 is an exact ripoff of Iron
I've
Eagle
only heard the
2.
Family Guy jokes.
That's really funny.
A complete rip. A story. It's the same movie. Except it's not Russians and Americans. I mean, Top Gun is just Americans, but it's the same movie.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
See, I think the biggest problem when everyone's saying that Oscars, there needs to be a change, blah, blah, blah. I think what we have is actually a hole in the whole awards thing to begin with when we lost like the Blockbuster Awards.
Oh yeah.
Because what people forget, when it's on TV, we as viewers take ownership of it. But what we're actually watching is an awards ceremony for people by the people that work in that industry. So we don't get to have a say. It's their awards. You know what I mean? And that makes it different in that way. But because it's become such a thing on TV, people forget that. And they're like, we, as the audience, aren't getting the representation on what we think is best.
Yeah,
that's a whole different kind of award, though, to me.
They've got like the MTV Music or the Movie Awards and People's
Exactly.
Choice and things like that. But
the Oscars are an industry award
Yeah,
at their heart.
But
And
you know, they've held the ground for so long that everybody thinks that they are the gold standard
Yeah.
for movies, and they think that it should encompass everything instead of what it actually is doing.
Yeah. And I see people complaining that the Batman didn't get like a Best Picture nod, and sorry, I don't think it's that good.
I agree. It's an okay movie.
I didn't.
Yeah,
hate
it's
it,
okay.
but,
It's okay.
Like can I just say though, in Top Gun,
Oh, what's in the chat? Nate Savino says, "Good luck, listener group." You're referring to you guys on your game
I didn't see
on
that.
your film ball game. Yeah, he's in
I
the
had it
chat.
at full screen, so
I didn't see anything in the chat.
Yeah, I have an interface. He's actually on the YouTube, one of the YouTube pages. I have it on. I have all the chats in one window on
if
my
you go to
screen.
comments instead of private
Yeah,
chat,
comments.
it shows the actual.
Yeah,
We're learning.
yeah.
But in Top Gun Maverick, I'll make this real quick. When
No,
you're
go ahead.
watching it, it was like you instantly knew there was a big cast. Like
Mhm.
I remember the scene in the hangar where you've got like that whole class of people.
Hmm.
You've got a giant cast, but you knew right away who was going to be important in that movie. Obviously, beside Tom Cruise, which that was my biggest issue with the whole movie. And I know this is random, but it bugged me from the moment that I watched it, because you've got a class of like 20 people,
Mhm.
but they only focused on like, what was it, the 4 or 6?
The 3 or 4 or 5. Yeah.
And it's just like, at least like let me think about it. Don't just be like,
Give the others a chance.
Yeah.
Give them a chance.
And then the Neil deGrasse Tyson, or however you say his name, I probably butchered that, but his comment on if Cruise had actually ejected at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
I won't spoil anything, but if he had actually ejected, that he would just like instantly just.
That guy ruins everything, though.
He does. He literally
He
does.
ruins everything. He can't let anyone have
Though.
anything.
We can't have nice things because of him.
Right. I hate it.
So it's going to be a fun discussion when we get into the Oscars, because yeah, I have a lot more to say on that, but we'll get to that when we do that game, I guess. So looking at the rest of the month going forward, we don't have that much left. We had Infinity Pool and Fear. Is that it? I'm looking at the calendar now.
Yeah,
Uh,
February is
yeah.
This
Wednesday.
last weekend,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. And Elvis is being re-released. Oh, thank
Okay.
God. Thank God for that.
That wasn't out long enough.
It really wasn't. All
I
right.
But it was just like,
Okay. So then let me pull up the numbers and I will say where we all are so far. We ready?
Oh, I'm in last. I know.
So
that.
is Lexi where she can hear?
Lexi is. I got the headphones in, so she can't hear, but she's
Oh.
on the couch.
Okay. I just wanted her to know that you were at $0.
Whoa! I'm at 1.5 million.
1.5
I might as
million.
well be at 0, but
Okay, so these numbers are as of last weekend. So whatever's happened this week is not represented here. Okay. So you might have slightly more money. Overly Honest movie reviews 5.4 million as of these numbers being taken down.
That sounds impressive.
Wait, am I
Yeah.
actually at 0?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah. You are at $0 as of these numbers. If you
You have the breakdown of like what's from what?
I think I do.
Like
I
is
think I
mine,
do.
mine's just
Because
missing, right?
Yours is just missing. Yeah.
Yeah, literally. I just saw the first trailer that I saw for 80 for Brady that I paid $10 for.
That's coming up, man.
Man.
The 1st of February.
I hate
Then-
Tom Brady, so but it actually looks somewhat entertaining. I'm not gonna lie.
So I'm going to enjoy my position in this game for as long as I can, because currently I'm in 3rd place with 14.2 million. I know it won't last long. And then Dustin has 26.3 million.
I forgot I had a man named Otto.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
we should remind everybody out there that's watching what movies we actually have at this point that have come out.
Yeah. And that leaves Jason at the top right now with $63.4 million.
Megan.
Megan.
However,
yes.
now I did get an email, a Redbox email earlier this week that says that it's available now to rent on demand. So
Oh.
who knows what that? I know, right? That's
Well, how many weeks
weird.
has it been since we did the
3?
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was coming out that week,
It
right?
came out on the
So-
6th. Yeah,
Yeah.
So you only had
came out
another
that
week
day.
to go anyways.
yeah.
All right. Let me see.
See,
if
I
can-
told you they don't even care about the 45 days.
They don't care. You're right. They don't care.
I mean, if that was Tuesday, that would have been what, the 23rd, 24th. So it was 18 days. It was out.
Good lord.
And it was killing. I mean, not killing, but like it was the only thing making money besides Avatar.
So I will say, from a selfish standpoint, it makes the Oscar death race far easier to do. But that's from a selfish standpoint because
Well,
back in the
I mean-
day, I was
Yeah.
making trips like up to Chicago and down to St. Louis and over to Iowa City, like 6-hour round trips to go see one movie because it wasn't going to come out before the Oscars. And
wow.
yeah, I'm insane.
Okay. So just for some movie clarification, A Man Called Otto, that was week 1, and that's Dustin's. His movie is out, and then Women Talking is one that AV Collecting you have,
Yep.
but it hasn't come out yet. Wide. It hasn't come out wide. So we're waiting for the that's where the discrepancy is. We're waiting for the wide numbers. Yeah. And then there's Megan, of course, that's Jason's movie, is out. And then I'm getting money from Plane.
Oh.
The Gerard
you
Butler.
though?
Yeah, hey, I'm in currently 3rd place in this freaking game.
Okay.
Plane was so much fun because
I haven't seen it yet.
It's one of those movies where it's just like you just know exactly what's gonna happen.
Every beat. Once you see the trailer, you know what's what.
Yeah, the trailer literally is just the movie.
And that's why I love it so much. I love that the name of it is Plane. I just want to change it to PLAIN, and we're good to go.
I feel like that the name was this is from Lionsgate's marketing team, like their social media team. Because if you see their TikTok and their Instagram, it's just the dumbest stuff.
Yeah.
And like they're making fun of their own movies. And so I feel like one of their interns came in and like, what if Plane? Huh? Nobody's gonna say this anyway. Who cares?
I mean, it's Gerard Butler. We're going to make 20 million out of it, and we'll be done.
Yeah.
We're good to go. We've already made 14.
That's impressive.
But that is currently where we stand in the numbers, and I'm just happy to be in the game right now.
Who has Knock at the Cabin?
I do.
Okay, because
So
that's
that'll-
gonna. I feel like
That one's
that's
gonna be
gonna.
good.
That's gonna be some money.
I think the marketing is starting to blow up with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
How
think
much
they were a
longer
little
till it
light
comes
on
out?
it.
What was that?
How much longer till it comes out?
It comes out on the 3rd. So
Yeah.
next
Okay.
week.
Because I've still only seen one trailer, but like the initial reviews were phenomenal.
Yeah, people are saying it's good. I don't know. I don't trust M. Night Shyamalan.
Mhm.
I just don't trust him.
But you know, I don't expect to love anything he does, but
I'm
I'm pleasantly surprised every once in a while.
I'm with you. I'm
The
gonna see
twist
it.
at the end of Split
Oh yeah,
was, oh my god.
The Split is amazing.
I think
I
Split
love
was brilliant. I was mad that Glass was made because it kind of tarnished Split.
Oh, absolutely.
Exactly.
Like, it ruined the
yeah,
trilogy.
yeah.
Like, it could have just been those two movies and
Yeah.
been perfection.
So the first week of February, it looks like 80 for Brady's got an open window of opportunity to really to pull in the dollars. Yeah, because there's a
Telling
lot
you.
of smaller stuff.
I'm telling you, my
Can you knock
mom
it
told
down?
me about that movie. That's where it's gonna make bank.
I believe
But
it.
will this be the movie that wins it for you?
No. So Scream 6 is gonna win that for me.
At least you're not delusional.
Right.
I love it.
I feel it might help me, you know, kind of hobble along for a little while. But
But you want to know what sucks is I'm probably going to have to give you money. That's the part that sucks.
money.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go see that.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go see it for my 150.
You can give
Yeah.
us all money if you want.
I'm going to have to. And this is the deep dive into the game, not seeing movies specifically because someone has them, but I can't do that.
Well, if any of you guys have Oscar nominated movies, I'm helping you out.
Thank you. I need that for women talking.
I don't.
If that comes here.
I got
Or
Cocaine Bear. That's all I care about.
depending on when you see it, if you can see it in its limited run now
Oh,
before it goes wide, then
Come on.
it's
What's that done to you?
I've got 7 movie theaters local to me, which I consider like within a 35-minute drive, and they all play basically the same thing.
yeah,
And it's like, come on. I mean, one of them used to have an art house theater inside as one of the auditoriums. They did
Right.
all sort, but then, you know, people don't like anything that's not a major release, so they stop that, and it's aggravating.
very.
So I drive 3 hours to go watch movies.
That sucks. I'm lucky that way. I have a pretty good selection, but I have the most important thing is I have a really amazing art house theater
Oh yeah.
that I'm
If only
thankful
you could
for.
just own the movies you want to watch.
If
Oh.
only, if
If
oh,
only.
If I didn't have to see them before a set date, it
Yeah.
wouldn't be the problem wouldn't be there.
oh, so I'll give you guys a sneak preview. I went shopping today. Let's
Uh-oh.
see. I
Uh-oh.
bought some stuff. I'm a little scared about this one that I just bought it because I'm afraid they're going to do a 4K. This is the
Oh.
game,
Oh.
but it was a Criterion for $12. So
Oh, wow.
I had to take it. I had to take it. I got this Horror Express,
Oh, there you go.
this Arrow release,
Nice.
and let's see. I got this. Got the Pitch Black for
Nice.
$10 on a 4K. I couldn't pass it up.
No kidding.
Whoa.
And Pig with the slip.
Oh man.
With the slip.
Fancy.
I know. So I got a few things. I went to my little used place down the street.
I got more movies that nobody's ever heard of. So, you know.
Oh, but you have more stuff for review.
Yeah, I got Kentridge and Dunham's In Conversation. And then My Imaginary Country, I feel like I've heard of, but
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it.
Something about the title seems familiar.
Yeah,
vaguely.
I did get The Dentist, the Vestron.
Nice.
I saw a little hint that you
Yeah.
had that. I need to go pick that up.
I had to pay for this one though, so
Dude, I love the Vestron stuff. It's so cheap and
it is.
great quality.
Yeah.
Well, and anytime you get
That's
2
good.
movies,
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
it's-
for sure. Yeah.
So I bought the what were you gonna say, Andrew?
Well, I thought we were just sharing the new stuff.
Yeah. What do you got?
If you guys are ever in Connecticut, Bridgeport, the archive,
oh,
Man,
Oh,
I'm so
man.
jealous.
Yeah, thanks for
both
rubbing
of
it in.
these steelbooks, $15 each. Season
I
1
hate
is
you.
like $150, unfortunately.
I kind of hate you for that.
Goonies, $12 for this.
What?
This Goonies box
Oh.
set.
You
It was like
son of
brand-
a
like the-
bitch.
The board game not even opened yet. Nothing's open.
Wow.
That's awesome.
And then I finally found this because Lexi wanted me to get it. season 2 of Stranger
Nice.
Things.
Yeah, I've got
with
that.
VHS
Me
packaging.
too. Me too.
I hate that they're not going to do it.
I
Do you have
know.
season 1?
Terrible.
I do have season 1.
I hate that they're done with those.
Yeah,
Like,
that kills me.
Netflix.
Like, that was the best packaging ever. I don't
So
know.
I got pissed off about that and sold all of my
Yeah.
Stranger Things. I'm like, if
Oh,
I can't
really?
have all of it, I don't want any of it.
But those are the best packages, though.
They're fine. They are great. They're great. Okay, they're great. They're great. They're great.
Doesn't
But
that make it
Peer
a little
pressure,
bit
yeah.
better?
if I
It makes
can't
it
come,
more rare.
I want to be able to pull out the box sets and watch the whatever show from beginning to end. The
Apparently
completest in
season
me.
2 is like super rare now. So, what did you say you
Yeah.
paid for that?
Oh, this was the only thing I actually paid. This was $70.
Okay, so that,
Woo!
wow.
But
Yeah.
Man, I
yeah,
remember when
had
they
some
were
really
like,
cool stuff.
they had tons of clearance for like $5.
$5 at Target.
Target was trying to throw
I
them
was
away.
almost, yeah, exactly. I was almost gonna buy a bunch of them and just see what happened. I didn't.
Yeah.
If only.
Yeah. I just like the completest in me would just be pissed every time I look at them. So I just got rid of them.
And I am every time I look at it.
Yeah, same. It's on
All
my
right,
highest shelf, so I don't have to look at it so much.
Does anybody feel any more or less confident after the first month?
Hold
About
on,
their
House
game.
Party came out?
What?
House Party came out? Why am I?
Yeah, yeah. House Party came out a while ago, like
On the
the second
13th.
week. Yeah,
What?
you didn't even notice.
Didn't
You didn't even feel it.
I'm putting my movies in release order right now, and I'm
Uh-huh.
like,
Yeah.
But did it come out wide or limited?
Oh, it was
Yeah.
wide. I think it's as wide as it gets.
am I not going to get a dime for that?
It's out and no one is seeing it. More people saw Plane than House Party.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Well, Plane just screams interesting.
Oh yeah.
It does. I'm just saying.
So I went to see The Whale, like I was saying, and it was me and one other guy. And when I walked in, got my seat, and this guy comes in and does what he's supposed to and did not sit right around me, as we know. And he talked the whole way through the movie to me. Even though I
Oh
never
my
talked back to
God.
him. He was a nice guy, but he's telling me all about movies he's seen, and he's giving me like commentating on the movie, and it's like, why are you doing this to me?
No.
And I'm not a rude person, so I couldn't tell him to like shut up, even though
Oh, I
wanted
could.
to. Oh, I wanted to, but he was a really nice guy. That's all I'm gonna say. But
Was he so nice if he was doing that?
I don't think he knew better, if I can put it that way.
Okay. Well, that changes things a little bit.
But like not like he should have known better, but I don't think he knew. I'm PC. I just leave it at that.
I
But
got you.
it's just like, dude, come on.
See, my answer to that would be I would just move. I mean, that's just me.
Yeah.
I would just move.
If I didn't
I
have
got
my
cornered after
comfy
seeing
seat, I
Pearl.
probably would have.
All right. You guys, I was thinking probably 45 minutes would be good. So let's if everybody's got anything else they want to say before we wrap it up.
Good.
Well,
I'm
wanna
looking
fight?
forward to some more of this. See how
Oh.
it turns.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was curious if anybody was more or less or is more or less confident about their game now than when we started.
No.
I'm less confident now that House
Less.
I think I'm gonna sit pretty high for a while because I have Knock at the Cabin coming next week.
Yeah, you're in good shape, I think.
Before Ant-Man, and then Ant-Man's just gonna mop the floor with.
Then I go to first place.
Yeah,
Can we just say
All
how
of a sudden.
cool-
yeah.
Can we just call out how cool that poster looks though in your background?
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
That
So
looks
there.
fantastic.
Wait.
I love it.
Let me go full screen.
Yeah.
Boom.
Oh, that works out great on screen. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks great.
I kind of thought that was just like an overlay. Like that was just something you set up like on your computer to just show.
No, man, that's that movie poster frame.
Yeah,
I love it.
that
sick.
frame.
It's not cheap, but I love it.
It's beautiful though.
Yeah.
Some things you got to spend money on.
My problem is that all the ones that I want to buy that I know are going to cost a ton of money, they're an inch longer because a lot of the, before like 84 or something, they were 27 by 41. And
Oh,
I don't know what to do because I'm like, yeah, it would be awesome to have like a Raiders poster up there, but that's not happening because I'm not going
Oh.
to bend it or
Yeah, you're not going to buy a
Cut it
vintage
or- right?
poster and then destroy
Yeah.
it.
exactly.
so,
That's not going to work. Hmm.
yeah.
All right. So if you're listening to this later, check out all these guys on TikTok. They all have amazing channels. You guys are all a 100% an inspiration to me on a daily basis. So
Oh,
Feelings very mutual.
so
super
kind.
appreciate
Yeah,
what you guys do.
Love this group.
Yeah.
And what's cool is if you look at this particular group, and one of the things I was so happy about is if you go to Overly Honest, you're going to get a little bit more hardcore criticism because you're doing a lot of reviews over there. Dustin is an actor and filmmaker, so you're going to get a little bit of that perspective, like you kind of I think get from me sometimes. Jason brings in some 3D printing and music. And then Andrew brings in like literally just the fun. Like you make
Spider-Man
me
3 is what he brings
and
in.
Spider-Man 3.
I bring the 24-hour Spider-Man 3
You
marathon.
bring it.
It's
And a
gonna
very
happen,
annoying
but-
girlfriend.
Yeah, and literally make me laugh every day. So that's hilarious. So anyway, it's a good game. I thank you guys for playing. And again, if you're listening to this in the later stream, we'll have more information about the Oscar game coming up soon. I think what we should do, guys, is discuss that in our Instagram chat, and we'll pick a date.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right. So I guess we'll see all of you guys on TikTok.
Alrighty.
Later.
Yeah.
Later.
Take care, guys.